That should stop.
Yes, good morning, wonderful boy. Welcome. Welcome to the program this morning. This is Bystanders and Newsstars. I'm Christian Chuku. Yes, I'm here in Abiodun Jago Street, and behind me you have the bystanders reacting to the report we have on newspaper headlines this morning. Today is Tuesday, the 11th of April 2023, and we are here to look at the newspaper headlines. The Nation newspaper is my first point of call, and I also have the Nigerian Tribune. Now let's start with the Nation newspaper this morning. Let's look at those that are watching us. Lele Bright, Nelly Onoha, King Jogba, Kayode Egbo, yes, good morning. Yes, Gladys Oyabo, Mr. Moses, good morning. Mike Mile, good morning. Yes, Lele Bright, yes, I greeted you. God bless you, God bless you. Yes, God bless you, God bless you. Let's move on. Let's move on this morning. Okay, the Nation newspaper. Let's look at above the masthead. The Bola Jibola I knew by After Balola and erudite justice. Cash flow from banks still low, says the Nigeria Labour Congress. Cash flow from banks still low. That is from the Nigeria Labour Congress. Pre-poll, how Tinubu scaled landmines in court. How Tinubu scaled 18 landmines in court. NMA seeks better environment for doctors. Others to operate. This is the Nation newspaper this morning. APC, Inec to poll Tribunal. Obi'S petition a waste of time. That is from the APC and Inec telling the Tribunal that Obi'S petition is a waste of time. Labour Party's candidate was PDP member when he picked the ticket. Election conducted in compliance with Electoral Act. Agency insists. National Assembly APC governors seek urgent action on zoning. Hardline positions by aspirants worry National Working Committee. Okay, governor-elect rejects life pension plan by incumbents. Now we are looking at the Nigerian Tribune. Yes, the Nigerian Tribune. Above the masthead, any Muslim vying for Senate presidency has no respect for Nigeria's constitution. The APC National Working Committee member says that one. 357 bills passed through third reading in House of Reps in 45 months. 83 bills are waiting concurrence. 52 harmonized bills by Buhari. We have the main headline of the Nigerian Tribune. Key players kick as more states move to build new airports. 1/10 of funds spent on state airports can generate $1 trillion. Government officials account for between 80 and 90% of passenger traffic. SCAA must demand business plans for state airports. Blaming SCAA amounts to lack of knowledge. That is spokesperson. We have other reports here this morning. Prosecute Lai Mohammed for fake news dissemination. Clark tells federal government, Adebanjo at 95, this is not the Nigeria we fought for. That's what we have this morning. Good morning, Mr. Ra. Good morning. Yesterday was Adebanjo's birthday, 95.
Adebanjo was at 95.
Yes.
He's 95
and he's saying that this is not the Nigeria we fought for.
Yes, I know that, but that will not stop me from greeting our viewers because their viewership is what's helping us. So good morning, voice community. Good morning, Mommy Kechi. Good morning, Mama in America. Mr. Mukaila, good morning. Oga Simon, I'm greeting you. If I am working, I dey throw away salute. Akim Olachupo, I dey throw away salute. Udeme, I'm sending my greetings across to you. Chimaudenze, best in America. Kenneth, Rafael, Chiamaka, Jare, Chiwakon. I'm greeting all of you. Then Uche, my man, Uche, Ken Chris. Let me tell you, Baba Adebanjo, as you said or asked me, is in his 95. 5 years to clock a century. Do you understand? Which is going to be a centenary celebration or anniversary. Do you understand? Of his birth. 1 centenary, that's 100 years. 5 minutes to 5 years. That's a good man. A man that lives good life. Even as I'm talking presently, is a widely respected Yoruba elderly statesman, Mr. Adebanjo. Though I know there is a rift and fire right now burning within our federal leadership. But let me tell you, most of Yoruba sons and daughters are giving thumb up to Adebanjo because of his what? Proving good leadership of that Yoruba cultural group. Are listening to me? So I'm saying happy birthday to him as a dad. Happy birthday to him as a man that has merited that position as an elderly statesman. See, since as the permutation for presidency, started last year, Adebanjo come out and honestly told the country that Obi is the right person to be there. Not because he's an Igbo man, but because of the geopolitical zone. The way it is being zoned across the country, it is the people from that extraction, southeastern Nigeria, that are supposed to be elected in that position. Adebanjo made his position clear. Then again, he made his position clear to Buhari in regard of good governance, leadership, bad leadership in Nigeria. He distanced himself from APC leadership because it has proven that within the 8 years of APC leadership, Nigerians ate concrete. We are eating concrete. We are being deprived of most amenities and social infrastructure in this country. Excruciating deprivation is what is killing us now, right now. No food, no light, no road, no social security. We, the entire citizens, we are not receiving any benefit from federal government of Nigeria. No water. What they always do is taxing, indirect tax, direct tax, this tax, pay this, pay land use, pay custom duty, blah, 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 blah. Siphoning taxpayers, public taxpayers, into their private purses. I think you understand. So this Adebanjo of a man, he merits elderly statesmanship. I always reiterate in front of camera here that is not everybody, every politician in Nigeria you see, when he grows 80 to 90, You say this one is an elderly statesman. It's a lie. I want to vote for Nigeria. He made it elderly statesmanship. Namo Diazikwo did it for Nigeria. He made it elderly statesmanship. Antonio Nehoro. Femi Panika Yode's father. Are you listening to me? Mazin Bono Okoye. I didn't understand. Oh, I met him Bazurike, many of them. Chukwemeka Odumego Chukwu. These are people that merit elderly statesmanship. Etayo is from River State. They deserve it.
Etayo is from Cross River State.
Etayo is from Cross River State. Sorry. Obon, sorry. Yes, let me tell you, this man, he merits it. So if you look at the previous life they lived, they fought for the benefits of this country. They work hard to make sure that this arrangement is well fixed. Are you listening to me? So it's not everybody that clock 80, 75, 95 should be that word elderly statesman used.
Okay.
You should look at his antecedents, his previous life, his achievements, his resilience as a Nigerian to fight the entity called Nigeria, the unity of that entity called Nigeria, and the well-being of us, all of us. That was makes Mandela an elderly statesman in Southern Africa. No other person could step into Mandela's shoes in this continent. Nobody, not even Milton Obote, not even Dr. Zeke. Dr. Zeke did not spend 10 years or 5 years in jail. Mandela was jailed 1962. He came out in 1989. 27 years straight. And after he ruled only 4 years, he resigned and invited our, polar, what do you call those apartheid, white apartheid policy white men to come and test it. He said, I forgive you. Let us do what? Move forward.
Move forward. Okay, let's
do understand.
Yes.
What we have here are people that over-tribalize. We don't have any elderly statesmen here. People that are looking for leadership and forget the other people. People that have been there for how many years, they forget the other side. There is no elderly statesman in Nigeria, not even a single one of them alive now. Baba Adebanjo, he lives a good life.
Okay, let's move on. Prosecute Lai Mohammed for fake news dissemination on Obi'S.
Yes, Christian, some days ago you asked me, you bombarded me with this question of who actually commits treasonable felony in Nigeria. I remind my points, and I did not waste time to tell you that number one is Buhari, followed by Malami. Are you listening to me? 2, Tinubu. When Tinubu said that there is no one Nigeria, he made that statement during Abacha regime. They are remembering it for him. No one Nigeria. That this place is not one. So let me tell you, El Rufai, Lai Mohammed, there are many of them. Let me tell you, even the previous chief of general staff, Abakari, later Abakari. Are you listening to me? So these are people that commit treasonable felonies. How could you tell us that Obi that is trying to fix Nigeria committed treasonable felony? Because of what? They come out to tell Nigerians that nobody was present in it. And actually, if you see what went on during the election of, what date was that? 25th February. You will find out that Obi overwhelmingly were voted not as an Igbo man, but a man who is competent to handle the position of leadership in this country. He was voted by Hausa men. Yoruba men voted him, that is overwhelmingly. The Igbo extraction, the South, the Efik, the Bibio, Mr. Obawu, that is here, voted for Obi. Look at him. So it goes across the country. I listen to me. Obi is not there as an Igbo man. He's not going to rule Nigeria because he's from Anambra State. No. He's trying to put the economy of this country in order. He is the one that can fix it. He's not going there as somebody that comes from Agolo. No. Are you listening to me? The whole world, they have what? Mirrored him and found out that the right image in the mirror is the right person that is going to fix Nigerian problem, economically and otherwise. So let me tell you, I stand here not as an Igbo man. I stand here as a man favored by what? Nature from southeastern Nigeria. And as I'm here, I'm defending Obi, not because Obi is an Igbo man. Okay. I'm defending Obi the way Yoruba man defended Obi.
Okay, lastly,
Hausa man, a fake man. All the tribes in Nigeria defended Obi on 25th February to be the right man that will solve our problem.
Okay, APC Inec to post Tribunal says that Obi's petition is a waste of time.
Oh, that's good. Obi petition is a waste of time to them. To some people in some area, certain circles condemn that petition because they know that they are all interwoven within what I term as fallacy. What happened in 25th February was not election. Inec now vowed and said that I went to court. Court gave me permission to transmit election, not electronically, but manually. Who did he tell? Who did Yakub Mohammed tell that? Did he tell me, you or Nigerians, that is not gonna transmit the election electronically, that they are going to use manual? That's why APC overrigged 25th February presidential election in Nigeria. Now, Mahmoud Mohammed is trying to lick his wound because he has found out that every Dikanali in Nigeria, every Ada and Obi, even, what do I call them, toddlers, 3-year, 4-year-old toddlers in Africa actually understand that Inec, the umpire, as the person that chairs that institution, Mahmoud must serve in the prison. He has committed the worst crime against humanity by disenfranchising the North, the South, their rights from making the accurate choice needed of them. Okay. Let me tell you, he went to Bodulum. As Obasanjo asked, why and what did you do? What did you go to do in Bodulum? Just a day to the election. When it was less than 24 hours, you flew to Bodulum. What did you go to do there? Let me tell you, the account where that man log in the so-called amount, it has been what? Traced, found out. They have discovered where the account is. Are you listening to me? Anybody that is looking for evidence here is just like making an announcement after church service. Are you listening to me? Let me tell you, the right person that win the election must be there. God is the only person that will make it possible. Because I know that in Nigeria we don't have judiciary. But this time around, God is going to shock you all.
Thank you very much. Have Edolo Lagos. Good morning, Edolo Lagos.
Good morning, my brother.
I like your suit. Your dressing.
I have to go adjust my coat or suit. Get up because we have to look for something. We have to do something. I have to go and look for job. So can't just stay like this.
Okay,
that's everything.
Let's move on. Any Muslim vying for Senate presidency has no respect for Nigeria's constitution.
Whether Muslim or whether Christians, or those who are talking, where were they when president is Muslim, vice president is Muslim? Where were they? I did not support that. Why are they kicking against that one now? They support it. There's nothing wrong for president to be a Muslim, vice president to be a Muslim. So when the loophole open, so other people have tried to say, let the Senate be Muslim. So they don't have much to talk. But we were saying Christian, let it be Christians and Muslims. But now they disagree, same APC. Said no, nothing wrong. Muslim. Now you have president Muslim, vice president Muslim. So I have told you, APC will fight until 4 years end, and they will not get out. I tell you, go and write it down.
You have to write it down.
Write it down. They will fight and fight and fight and fight. 4 years, you will not see achievement for them because they have started fighting. Who will be the Senate president? And the Northerner is asking.
Okay, who deserves the Senate presidency?
For me, the Southeast deserve it. They deserve it.
Like
they are not saying.
Let's
see that I listen to one of the. You see, the problem we have is South. We kill ourselves. I listened to an Igbo man who said Carlos is not fit to be the Senate president. Your brother is not fit to be the Senate president. Your brother, why the Northerners are fighting for their own brothers, for them? Why our own is killing our own is very, very wrong. There's no cooperation in the South. For me, let the Senate president go to the southeast. Now the northerners are asking for Senate president. And the person who is asking for that is a Muslim. So now, some of the APC people are saying there is no way president can be a Muslim, vice president be a Muslim, Senate president again Muslim. Where are the Christians? Where are we? So,
people are saying it's balanced.
for them, the moment they did not fight for Christians and Muslims for vice president and president, they did not fight for that. Now they are not fighting for this. Let them go with it. Left for them.
Okay. Adebanjo at 95, he says this is not the Nigeria we fought for.
Because they did not do the right thing that time. If they have done the right thing, we are gaining now. They did not do the right thing. They only talk. Nigeria know how to talk. Only talk. You bring it, you will finish it. That's what we are. Like the election now. People are started forgetting what happened. For how many days now? Are you getting me? Somebody came out yesterday and said, Obi has almost about 15 million followers. But now they don't have up to 20,000. Because Obi decided to go to court, not to take law on his hand. Like what
do you suggest Obi does?
For me, he has gone to court. Let's wait for court. But Nigerians are not happy. The last election, whatever Inec is saying.
What do you mean by Nigerians?
People like us, people like you,
PDP,
people like everybody.
The Labour Party, the APC, Nigerians.
PDP, Labour Party, including some of the people in the APC, they are not happy. All of us, Kule say is happy. How are you not happy? Because you are an agent. An agent in Lagos State, you don't have job. The only thing is to collect as rent. What do you expect? If you suffering, if you are selling, buy and sell, you know that it's not easy. Your own, when father spend 1 year, you will collect your rent. So why you are happy? I get it. Everything is free for you in Lagos. So me, so why he say he's happy? I am not happy.
You are a fake police. You arrest people every day.
APC Inec to poll tribunal says Obi'S petition a waste of time.
You see, this is the problem we have in Nigeria. I was expecting the APC people be begging Nigeria, reach Obi, reach Atiku, beg them, talk to them. Nigeria first. They should not be putting fire. By saying that now you are giving obedient and Atiku that they can go all lengths to make sure that that election cancelled. They think they have won election. They have won election. They have not won election. You have not yet there.
A winner has been declared.
Declare until court will do the final. Why don't you allow court? Don't be surprised. There is nothing God cannot do. God can close all of the eyes that day and give a judgment favor of Obi. There's nothing God cannot do. Prayer. I'm telling the truth. I get to me. They say judges are blind. Court. Abi, if you go to courtyard, you see the man leading there. Die. I get to me. Now give the right judgment. Anything can happen like the way it happened for Kenya. So they should not expect that they have won. They have not won until the final day. I get to be.
Okay, somebody says, good morning, my honorable senator and minister of Yam.
Yes.
You guys are doing well.
God bless you, my brother. That's why we like you. How many Nigeria are watching us? Thank you for watching us. Thank you for sending that. You have a senator of Yam. The only thing is that no Yam in Nigeria. No farm. People are not going to farm. No one to sell. No one to produce. So the only people is that, let me tell you, we are not happy. Particularly me, I am not. You can see the way I'm talking. I'm sad. Because what I'm seeing, Nigeria are not learning. Are you not imagine? Somebody was telling somebody in Ghana, say we were expecting you Nigeria to show example. Now I'm not showing example. We can't learn from Nigeria. Imagine UK stopping our doctors not to come to that place. I get it, stopping our doctors because we cannot put our house in order. So because of this election, we have started receiving bashes, hatred all over the world. So Inec have paid us. The judges should do the right thing so that Nigeria image can be better again.
Thank you very much. Don't let me Lagos Minister of Yam. Yeah, I have. No. Yeah. Okay, give me a chance. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Obong. Where have you been?
I'm a politician. I run around to make sure I put things in place. That's what I do.
Okay.
My text is not the way the world thinks. I have a very good future. And I have a very good thinking concerning Nigeria. And I know what is going to be good for them. I'm not suffering for Nigeria. For one day, I never suffer.
Even during the cash policy,
I don't suffer for Nigeria.
you always see cash.
I said nothing like suffering or anything bothered me. Nothing bothered me for Nigeria. I'm a very plain man, always fantastic anytime you see me. I did my life like that. And that is how I be. I don't serve Nigerian, I know who I serve, and I know nothing wrong with me. Everything is perfect. I don't suffer for Nigerian for one. I don't suffer. So that is what I want today to know.
Okay, let's move on. We have Soyinka calling obedience fascists. You know about that?
Yes, because Tribunal has
Because
won.
they have attacked him.
Yes, Tribunal has won. That's why that kind of a man come out. Soyinka is a professor of this country. Does that mean? For Yoruba land. Get my point? But it's the one that introduced a cultist to this country. Why professors in America introduce idea to do aeroplane? They do idea to do aeroplane. They do idea to do helicopter, to do something good. But Yoruba professor called Soyinka is now coming out because Tribunal has win. You know, because Tribunal has win. He now coming to start to talk. He was a wanted man in Abacha government. Abacha wanted to kill him. He survived the
And many others.
Yes, Abacha wanted to kill him. He was not in government because he bring abomination to this country. Now he start to talk because Tribunal has win election. You're going to see all those Baba people coming out now because the king of bad are win.
Very supported the APC.
So I tell you that it's going to win. Hear my voice. Don't misquote me. Tribunal going to win. I don't know that I support him. Hear me? There are people where they bad. Yoruba where they bad now start to come out. Like that man, that evil man. We bring a culture to this country called politician. Guy don't come out to start to talk. Yes.
I don't understand.
You don't understand me?
I don't understand.
Now he implement the first cultists in the country. Yes. What is saying? He now start to come out and talk now. Because Tribunal win election. You will see many of them coming out to talk. Because bad to bad has coming in. Soyinka is the professor of evil. Now he bring a cultist to Nigeria, a cultist. Professor in America do aeroplane. Professor in Europe, they do aeroplane in sky. He own that to do as swine of juju. He now come and start to talk now. Because Tribunal win election.
What he's saying, is he wrong?
It's a very bad thing that he said. Why did he come out? Why did he come out? Where were him since?
What is bad that he said?
Where were him since? Do you ever hear Soyinka talk in this country? Where were him since?
What is the bad thing that he said?
I'm coming. For him to even come out and try to talk, now hate. You don't ever talk, you don't tell. You ever talk. Why did he come out now? Because Tribunal win election. The bad guys are going to come out now. Bad guys, when destroy Nigeria with juju, they're going to come out now. They start to talk about Tribunal win election.
So you are saying Soyinka destroyed Nigeria?
Don't you know what he do? He brought a court in this country. Now he take over the whole Nigerian university. How dare you? Is there a professor?
No, he introduced cultism.
Yes, introduce cultism. Is it a good thing?
With a good intention.
Is it a good thing?
With a good intention.
What can a cultism do?
But people bastardize it.
Oh my God, what can cultism do? Can they bring gospel? Are you not a Christian? Can they cultism bring gospel to people? What is it? What good for cultism?
I don't think that you should blame Wole Soyinka.
I blame him to bring cultism in this country. He bring a lot of effort and abomination to the country. He brought the anger of God to the nation for abomination. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a professor of science. For him to take that step is a bad thing. So he should not talk.
Most of the things you say, I don't understand. You know,
It's a mystery.
I'm not in the spirit.
In the mystery.
I'm always in the flesh.
What is your guy to bring according to this nation? He bring abomination to this country because he make Nigerians to commit abomination to the eyes of the law by serving a courtis.
Okay, let's move on. Any Muslim vying for Senate presidency has no respect for Nigeria's constitution.
Muslim never go there again. Yes. It's clear. That one, Lawan lived there. Who lived there before Lawan? Who lived there before Lawan? Saraki. Thank you. They don't too much there. Muslim. They don't too much there. Let Christians talk about that place.
No. Is southeastern, south, or northern?
Now, south. Or
southeast.
Southeast are not the seat for us. I said, who's your guy to be the president, the Senate president? To balance it goes with the rotating of 3 nations. If you don't give us a guy, you are a fake. You fuck up. Who's your guy supposed to be the president, the Senate president? Eh? Why the waiting the caller? That man where they wake up from Aruchuku from Akwa Ibom, waiting the caller.
Aruchuku from Akwa Ibom.
That man wake up from Akwa Ibom. Go to Akwa to be speaker of the house.
No, it's not the House of Rep member. It's the senator, not the House of Rep.
That's how it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be right, Usokaru is supposed to be the Senate president because Igbo has lost that seat for long. It's no good. 3 nations, Yoruba has an Igbo. So give them a small place.
Okay, prosecute Lai Mohammed for fake news dissemination.
He always do that. He go free. Maybe that one with the top. He always do that. He's a Lai Mohammed. Lai Mohammed. He always do that. Go free. He never.
Don't lie for you. Don't lie for you.
You don't lie. You don't talk when you don't come to at the end. What all Lai Mohammed talk on any comment? Did he come to pass?
Okay. What's the way forward for Nigeria? As a spiritual man,
now,
as a man of science.
I'm building Nigeria in the sense that we want a modern home in the east, modern land in the east. We are tired of this land. We're tired of Lagos and other part of Nigeria. We want a modern land in the east that all of us can stay in the east and enjoy ourselves. We are tired. We want a modern land in the east. You don't have a modern land Lagos. Outside have their own Abuja, Karuna, Kanu. We want a modern land in the central east. All of us can stay there, eat, drink, export, do our business and eat here. We are tired of people land.
Motherland.
Motherland.
So
you don't have motherland.
Nigeria is not.
Understand to me.
Is Nigeria not your
You
motherland?
don't understand me.
I don't understand.
You say I talk mystery. Understand mystery now.
Okay.
Yoruba nation have a motherland. All Yoruba chop here. Eko, Abi.
Okay.
Outside have Kanu, Abuja and Karuna as motherland. This no have single motherland. We are all room everywhere.
Anambra.
It don't exist as motherland. When a land that we celebrate our culture, our stars, our everything. Nigeria, all you stay there, eat, drink, enjoy themselves, ship, export.
Yes.
That's what we want for East.
How can you get?
That is what we are driving for.
With this coming dispensation.
Yes, that's what we are fighting for.
Yes.
To make sure East get the motherland. That all of us, if someone can choose 150, enter, but choose 150, enter on each other. Any peaceful land, all of us, we chop and drink. That for us to cross border, come to the people and die for the people.
Which people?
You need to know what we are paying for the people.
Which people?
How do you stop that?
Which people?
You need to understand what is going on. You don't understand what is going on. You don't understand what is going on. We are dying for this land.
Which people now?
I'm coming. Igbos. Ibibio. Okoja. Listen to me. Igbos, Ibibio, Okoja, Benue, and all other land in the east are dying in this land.
Yes.
We need a modern land in the east. All of us who stay there, we ship, we export, we do business, we prosper there. Understand me? We prosper in that home, we live there. So that whoever wants to come from west can come to our home. If we want to go to west, we go not to go and prostrate here. Not to go and prostrate in this land. Time for selling market in this ground. We need a modern land in the east. To have power to what? To stand in our own land, eat and drink, rent house, marry here, export, do everything here in our land, not here in the Yoruba land. That's when Nigeria should be balanced.
Thank you very much.
I don't finish. I have to be a motherland.
Sorry. You did not mention Edo for that thing.
Edo decided to be a Lagos.
No,
It's the word. You need to understand. Edo is like this.
Why are you pitching us?
I'm coming now. Edo is like this. I'm coming. Edo is like this. You say you never you say you be Yoruba. So how can we take you? Say you be Niger Delta. Say you be Yoruba. Are you a Niger Delta? Then accept it. You say you be Yoruba. You be Niger Delta. No, we don't know you. You are a man that is that. Send them one place. Are you a Niger Delta? Answer now.
Yes.
Don't say that you are Yoruba again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have me, Mr. Matthew. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. I want us to correct something. Is it motherland or fatherland?
I'm not joining issue with anybody. What I know is
I think what
I know is that
it's fatherland.
what I know is that the earth and the fullness thereof is the Lord.
Mr.
And
Matthew,
that God
this thing about politics is not.
I'm not joining.
I might not know. People might
No,
not
what
know.
I'm saying is that's one perspective of reasoning.
Okay.
I'm not joining issue with anybody, except you want to contend with what the Bible says, that the earth and the fullness thereof is the Lord, and that even if no matter how you look at it, you have a place to stay on this earth. So for me, I'm not joining issue with anybody. God rules supreme from heaven. So whether you say you are Yoruba, you are Hausa, you are Igbo, at the end of the day, when rapture will take place, nobody, all this physical earth will be destroyed. So what are you bragging? What are you claiming? What are you possessing? Something that have no eternity value. Something that is a vanity.
Okay.
So me, I do not glory on all these physical things that they defy the body and they defy the physical mind.
Okay, let's move on. For me, I know it's motherland and not fatherland. Let's move on. We have APC, Inec to hold Tribunal, Obi'S Petition in waste of time.
You are aware that it's already a case in the electoral tribunal, and we'll have to be careful in order not to run foul of the constitution, in order not to be seen as being making comments that are prejudicial in nature. So I think we leave that to court to decide, or rather the electoral tribunal to decide, because PDP, Labour Party already filed their petition. I think the Inec and APC already responded. So I don't think it will be proper for us to start sitting on judgment over a case that is already before electoral tribunal. I think we should allow the tribunal to do the job.
Okay, let's move on. Lai Mohammed Clark says that they should prosecute him for fake news dissemination on Peter Obi.
I think Lai Mohammed, Inec Clark is an elder statesman. I think he knows what to do if he want to initiate a proceeding against the Minister of Information and Culture. I'm not unaware that he have called that the man should be prosecuted. But equally a former Minister of Information, and he's equally a lawyer. So I think he knows the right thing to do in respect to prosecuting the Minister of Information for the alleged fake news, or rather information he may feel is not right.
Okay, let's move on. Any Muslim vying for Senate presidency has no respect for Nigeria's constitution. That's an APC National Working Committee member.
Anybody can contest for the Senate president. There's no rule guiding it. There's no constitutional provision that says it must be Christian or must be Muslim. After all, when people raise issue about Muslim tickets, the APC presidential candidate, who is now the president-elect, said his decision to pitch Shetima was based on competence, based on character, based on capacity. So I don't know whether they want to jettison competence, character, and capacity now. But for me, I'm not looking at whether they zone, they don't zone. It is not my interest. Because what the area I was interested in is don't fly Muslim ticket, don't fly Christian ticket. So trying to use the Senate presidency and the perhaps House of Rep Speaker to balance it, I'm not interested. Anybody that wants to take it should take it.
Okay, let's move on with this report here that 19 constitution amendment bills rejected by Buhari have automatically become laws. That is Falana. 16 bills were signed by
It cannot. Falana is somebody I respect so much. He's a legal luminary that is one of the lawyers that has exemplified himself in this Nigerian political space. But hence, I'm not a lawyer. There's an essence to which I can contend with what he has said, because he may have his legal ground to have said that. But I'm not unaware that before any bill that Mr. President declared assent becomes a law, you need to override Mr. President. And I'm not aware whether the senators or the Senate already have started the process of overriding Mr. President refusal to assent those bills. But I can remind you that under Jonathan, when he declared assent to some bills, the then leadership of the National Assembly ordered the remark went to start the process of overriding him, and they were undergoing through the process when the then president and the federal government took them to court. The matter was still pending in court when they adjourned that Senate, National Assembly same day. That's when that National Assembly ended. So to that extent, they could not override it. So that because I'm not a lawyer, and because Falana is somebody I respect so much, I don't know whether it's based on technicality or whatever area he has spoken. Maybe I need to research on it to know why he has said so. But as I stand here with you, I cannot fathom the reason he has said it.
From what I take, it seems that he's looking at the aspect of hypocrisy, that bills that was rejected by Buhari at the end of his tenure automatically becomes law.
That is why I told you that bills that were rejected by Jonathan, what they needed to do was to override him. There's a constitutional provision that says you can override Mr. President and it becomes law. But before they could override Mr. President took them to court under Jonathan. Let me remind you, I think under Obasanjo, this NDDC, I think he didn't assent to that bill. The National Assembly then override him before it became law, before they formed that agency. So I'm aware that when the president declares assent to a bill, you need to override it before it becomes a law. So that's why I say I do not comprehensively understand the angle from which, or rather the perspective from which Fanana is speaking. Maybe it's on the technical ground, I don't know. I may need to research on that to get more facts about that.
Okay, on this Tinubu's case, what will be the effect of the narcotics drug peddling, like the first $60,000 that he forfeited to the United States? What will be the evidence presented in court? What will be the effect? What do you think will be the effect on his candidacy? Or... I'll plead
with you to excuse me, because you can understand that it's a case that is already before a constituted authority like the electoral tribunal. So anything you say now may be prejudiced, so that we don't run foul with the Constitution.
Okay.
Because the Bible do not encourage me to disobey the law of the land. And the law says once there's a case before a court of competent jurisdiction, you don't do any argument that you deem to be prejudiced. So pardon me, excuse me on that.
Say excuse me, my lord.
Which lord? I will in the court of law.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Kule. Mr. Kule, good morning.
Money, no. But it's,
the
money is not too good, though, because I'm sorry, be bitter about you. You need to be balancing the issue here, please.
Okay.
Timing. The time you go to give to Mr. A, so that they won't look at you as biased people, right? Because you pay more concentration when some people are talking, and you know. So that concentration.
You're supposed to be a lawyer. I don't know why.
No. You know, I have to say my mind out, right? You know,
no, I understand what you're saying.
There was a report from someone, likewise, that the way they bully people here, you need to be cautioning them. Especially Mr. Felix. He's here. Mr. Felix is here. The way they always bullied him, because he has a diverse, expression and opinion about the candidate he wants to follow. So let us put an end to those. We're not even checkmated fully. There are still those bully guys on the social media here, on the that are responding. We need to be checkmating them. Are they civilization? We need to apply civilization. They need to apply civilization. Because the world is a free world, right? The world is a free world.
Prosecute Lai Mohammed for fake news dissemination. Clark tells federal government.
Yeah, I cannot agree totally with Clark. Edwin Clark. I know the Edwin Clark is a left-wing politician. I know him very well. Where it favors him, it will.
Well, that's a left-wing politician for you.
Yeah, it will. So he has never seen anything good in other places than his own political terrain. And I'm still saying people like Baba Edwin Clark, these people like Baba Obasanjo, they should leave the electoral space. They should leave the democracy space for us. they've outlived their time as it is. People like Baba de Clark collected contract. He was alleged to have collected contract under Jonathan there. Baba Obasanjo, what's the state of our power as we're talking now? Electricity, power generation. What is the state as of now? So we have leaders that have failed us. So we don't need any advice from them. Then back to Lai Mohammed. What Lai Mohammed did is to counter the propaganda. Okay. Propaganda that's been spread by the Obi
For you
side.
to counter propaganda, you need to use propaganda.
You say what?
For you to counter propaganda, you need to use propaganda to counter propaganda.
He did not. He went straight to explain what happened when Chimamanda, or what's her name, when she went to she wrote American government. And why I'm saying this, there was one fake propaganda somebody brought to this platform. Ralph, when Ralph came here, they were celebrating, they've been burning Igbo shops in, what's it called, in Ikeja. They've been burning Igbo shops in Ikeja. They've been doing this, they've been doing that. And we had a fact check when we went for Sketo, the great Sketo. I even need to give him that commendation. He called us from UK that we can go for a get-together party in his place. And we got to Sketo's place. And the Sketo's place was not too far to where Olowu, where they said that they've been burning houses. And we got a confirmed information that it was a sales girl, an Igbo sales girl, that left the gas open when she was about to close. Now, they'll start here, and you see, Obi should advise his followers, because the problem they are causing in this country is so alarming. And this same Ralph came here the other time. He said he's a Biafran man. How come suddenly they turn to a Nigeria? A country you said is a zoo. Is that the country now you want to now embrace to govern? You see the tongue of the mouth. When you talk, you need to be controlling your tongue. You see, Chimamanda was given an honorary award. You know, GCON, or was it? Did they give her? She rejected it. And the same Chimamanda, what's her name? Chinamanda, same that is still writing American about Nigerian affairs. Maybe you've disowned yourself that you are not in Nigeria. You rejected the award, the honor. So why? That means you don't have any business in tumbling into Nigerian politics. You are not a Nigerian citizen. So we need to be correcting the abnormality that is going on in this country, so-called country. Because this Nigeria belongs to everybody. This Nigerian does not belong to Obi follower alone. 8.6 million people voted for the president-elect. So do they want to count us that we were not relevant? We were not relevant. It's just that there's maturity. There's superior maturity above the others. We are being matured. We don't get into the street, and we don't need to be engaging them most times. But Obi should caution his followers. How many party followers of the president-elect have you seen constituting nuisance on the ground? They're just constituting nuisance, the obedient followers. On social medias, they attack you. On the open space, they attack you. And you are aware that have been attacked several times by disobedience.
He was arrested by the DSS over a call for the military overthrowing the government.
Where was that? Not too long, Abi. Yeah. He faced the panel and they let him loose. So nobody is above the arrest. If it's particular data picked up, that says anything contrary to the law, let him be picked up. If it is Obi that says anything contrary to the law, let him be picked up. If it is governor-elect, president-elect, that says anything, let him be picked. But don't cause issues at the same time, dancing around and start saying, they are marginalizing Igbo, they are this thing. Yeah. You use your mouth to cause problem, and you now turn around, say they are this. They should stop that. That's propaganda. They are propaganda.
Adebanjo at 95. This is not the Nigeria we fought for. That is Adebanjo at 95.
Pa Adebanjo, I think you've tried your best. I know you guys are old citizens and you're on departure lane. And I was old enough to know the struggle of the Nadeku, in which Abacha...
What year was that?
That's 93, 94. 95, you know. So we know how Abacha jailed majority of you, right? And we knew that same Tinubu you are fighting now was one of the active players during that Nadeco, that we want democracy back by all means. And when you're talking of era of the democracy, you cannot mention name with and excluding Tinubu. I mean, name there. I'm just saying this. This is pure fact. And if you want to counter me, you can go. We go to archive and we'll bring out the facts for you.
To me?
No, I'm not saying anybody that wants to counter me that maybe this guy doesn't know what he said. I witnessed it. It was kangaroo. It was kangaroo journalism. This is not the Nigeria, because we got an intruder. We've gotten an intruder in this same Nigeria that did not know how we cook the cake, how we cook the beans, how we bake the cake, and they want to just jump into it and have their own share without working for it. We knew all the activists that went laid down their life for the betterment of this country, for us to achieve a true democracy. But what are we now seeing? The hijackers, they've hijacked democracy as if they were the part of people that cook the stew of the democracy. Everybody is enjoying now. And what am I saying?
Are we enjoying democracy?
I mean, it's still better than military. You never
there's an
military.
There's an argument.
You see, wow, where you are now, they don't burn anybody well to stand here and say you want to start to interview people on the streets. I don't know the hate.
I said there is an argument that the military regime better in some areas.
No. They should not. No. They was Democrats. They're better than the best military. You know, you get what I'm saying? We witness it. Journalists, they have to go on the ground, going on kangaroo publishing. You know, their magazine in the forest, because all the actors, all the soldiers, foot soldiers of our then military at the military president, they were on ground to fish you out anywhere you are, to fish you out, and once they fish you out, that's the end of you. They will see of you. I was in House of Assembly then. I was with Speaker of the House, so I knew what transpired then. I knew the terrible moment Nigeria was then. But now that we are now enjoying democracy, people that were not part of people that cook this democracy, they've hijacked it now, and they want to start yelling their own idea over us. It cannot work. I'm a full Democrat, and I will not allow a non-Democrat person to occupy my space, either by propagandist, either by fake news, either by character assassination. We will not succumb to that.
Lastly, any Muslim vying for Senate presidency has no respect for Nigeria's constitution.
See, bring in who the cap fits.
Okay, you're not looking at whether...
I've been telling you competency. You see all these jargons of Muslim, Islamic this thing, Christian Muslim, Islamized Nigeria, Christianized Nigeria. I don't believe in. I believe in competency. Anybody that is competent enough, because all these people, the tribal bigots, they will hide under, they will start with the tribal, then they will jump into religion, then they will jump into ethnic, and we need to abolish all those things, because your brother you are supporting now, if he's not capable, if he is not competent, he will make mess of you guys at long run, right? To me, I've told you, I'm from a diverse family. My mom came out from the Muslim background. My dad's a core Christian, right? A devoted Christian. And they got married. My mom, changed his name. Her name, they added the Christian name to her name. He dropped the, So to me, you cannot come here and be telling me Christian, Muslim. I want competency. If you are sick now, you go to clinic, right? You sick. Or your enemy is sick, and my enemy is sick. I will go to clinic, and it's a chronic sickness. When they give you a doctor to attend to you, will you ask the doctor, are you a Muslim or are you a Christian? Mr. Doctor, are you from Yoruba land or you are from Igbo land? You see, it's a senseless thing, and I think we ought to have matured more than this country is making people brain to get more dulling, and we need to detach from that. I expected Nigerian youth to be more advanced, to be more informed than this, but a lot of Nigerian youth are deformed. I have to say, I say it in front of them. This is a deformed society. because you need to know where you're coming from before you can start tracing where you're going to.
Okay.
But a lot of them don't know history. That's just it. Thank you very much.
Mr. Kule. I have a Mazi Chigozie Ndigo. Good morning. Thank you for the drink you bought for me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Good morning to SM viewers across the globe. Trust you're getting on well.
We are reacting to the military democracy.
Yes, what I want to say, be careful what you sow, because certainly there will be a moment of reaping. If you don't want to reap negativity, don't sow negativity. Don't because you may have your way at this time, or you stand the opportunity of gaining from the injustice, perverting the entire society, and you refuse to do what is needful. Because there will always be a season of reckoning. Yes, you cannot tell me that. For me, in as much as some people might argue that the worst democratic system is far better than the military. But within the context of the prevailing circumstances, you get to justify the military era. The Nadako he was referring to was done during the military era. Nadako were a group of civilians who spoke out against the injustice and the excesses of the military junta. Isn't that? They were given the opportunity to speak, even against the prevailing circumstances. In the process of protest, how many of them were shot dead? Just the same way innocent Nigerian youths were shot dead on the 20th of October 2020 in Lekki Target for just asking for good governance. They never took arm against the state. These are young, vibrant, energetic, resourceful, and vibrant youths who only meant well for the country, who only wanted to usher in a egalitarian society where everybody will have the right to express his political rights, and in pursuance of his or her, of course, individual prospects. They died by the so-called democratic government, killed them. Up till now, the perpetrators of this heinous crime has not been brought to justice. Did that happen during the military era? Did that happen during the military junta? If people who protested, including the purported president-elect, was shot dead, would he have the opportunity to become the president of Nigeria, to have contested in the first place? Though I still believe that the validity of the president-elect is still subject to litigation. But if he was shot dead, would he have the opportunity to have even aspired? That is something we have to understand. Considering the heights of abuse of fundamental rights, it never happened during the military junta of Babangida and Abacha. We don't have it such brutal. People never suffer that a Nigerian citizen will be certified to be multidimensionally poor. Multidimensional, that is a state of emergency where over 70% of the population of the Nigerian state is considered multidimensionally poor. By implication, they don't have social security. They don't have even food security. They don't have health security. And the source of livelihood is far below what is acceptable, the benchmark. They eat below poverty line. Such government is in the state of bankruptcy. That government is not existing. Where you have over 70% of your population considered and certified to be poor. I'm standing here managing to stand. You see, I don't even want to shout because I don't have the strength. You see, where people can't access basic health facility. I know what I've been battling with over 3 weeks now. But because of the money involved, I wouldn't have taken care of that. But when I come here and speak, some people might think that all is well. This is the fundamental issues. When people come here, they begin to make excuses for mediocrity, excuses for a system that have failed already. Not in the process of failing, a system that have failed. By my submission, based on the realities, comparison with the military era and this era, military era did exceptionally well. Especially they protected the rights of the citizens to some greater extent. Unlike the abuse of human rights, abuse of fundamental rights, look at the court rulings. A so-called democratic state that has no respect for democratic process, has no respect for the rule of law. How many court injunctions have been given in favor of individuals and some citizens, which the government, the executive turned down? They sat on it because they believe they are all powerful, even more powerful than God. They have the right to kill whosoever they want and to spare whosoever they think. And you still call it a democratic process? A democracy without Democrats. What you are practicing here is a far cry compared to what is happening. You said you copied Americans. Even if Trump could be summoned to kill himself on certain allegations levied against him, that is where democracy is being practiced. Not this military, an extension of the military junta, which have brought more harm, more pain, more agony to Nigerians. Where over 70% are poor. The Nigerian citizens are leaving the source of this country, even the learned ones. Statistics have it that even the medical practitioners, people who went to school, who has the skills to contribute to national growth and development, has discovered that every effort they make to contribute to the development of Nigeria is more or less a waste. They're not being considered. Even though the environment is so hostile that they risk, of course, of being exterminated. They are living, over 85% are living. What is the implication? It is a national calamity where your trained medical doctors find your own country to be hostile for them to practice. And you are not envisaging the calamity that is ahead of you as a country. That you can't have the medical personnel that can cater for the teeming populations of the masses, of the citizens. I think that is okay. Because whatever happens to you, you jet out to UK and other Western world. Whatever happens to your family, you jet out because Chigozie is here and I can't jet out because I don't have any political portfolio where you can steal and embezzle money that is meant for people, for the development or provision of the basic facility for the masses. That's why our hospital, our health system is in shambles. Nobody cares. Any money voted and allocated to revamp the system end up in the pocket of greedy and disgruntled elements who call themselves politicians. They end up destroying the fortune, the future of Nigerians, over 200 million people, without medical scheme, without health scheme. That is suicidal for any country. Which country of the world can survive without a robust health care system? Not for foreigners, but for their own citizens. Nigeria has no plan for the health scheme of her own citizens. And you're calling it a country. Talking of democracy, the worst democracy of useless democracy is that. The right to water is a fundamental, is a universal right. How many people can access affordable drinking water? Accessible drinking water, potable water. How many people? You see, people are dying, millions are dying on daily basis because of waterborne diseases, related issues, ailments, resulting from waterborne diseases. How many of Nigerians are healthy? By mere, of course, sampling their faces, you can imagine. I don't want to insult the intelligence of anybody. But looking at you, I know that you are not minding that you are a youth. But you should have been looking more fresher than this, Christian. Though you are looking sweet and nice. You have not told her what is the secret.
You bought mineral for me this morning. You bought mineral for me.
That is the leftover of what the change I would have used for transportation. Though I don't mind trekking.
Okay.
So we are meant to care for others, but Nigerian government is the problem of the masses. So anybody taking this destructive system to be a democratic system, his sanity should be examined.
Okay, any Muslim vying for Senate presidency has no respect for Nigeria's constitution.
There's some people, when you travel to Dubai, the subject of religion becomes an issue of controversy, of dispute. When you travel to Saudi Arabia, is it a subject of controversy? So why the peculiarity of Nigerian case becomes an anathema, a cause? Every subject matter of interest, of national concern is being narrowed down to ethnic bigotry and religious sentiments. That is the fundamental issue. Why is Nigerian bedeviled? Only focusing on those people, look at all of them there is a bundle, is a garbage. All of them vying for the Senate president. They are just there contesting for their selfish interest. They never meant the well-being of the people. Look at them, the likes of Obi'S Petition, who is saying that the Miloko, that the Senate president should be zoned to his father's house. Isn't that madness? Well, I wouldn't blame him. Ever since he served, he was detained. Possibly something may have gone wrong with his sense of reasoning. I wouldn't blame him for that, because the way he's talking now is not the Obi'S Petition I know before. A man who stood for the masses to some extent. But he's been so selfish to narrow an issue of national concern to use it to become a caricature, a state of mockery. So nobody who is contesting currently for that position is credible. So as my people will rightly describe as Akurere Eburugani Kwepurebu. I said Akurere Eburugani Kwepurebu. What is it? Ipoka. So all of them are just Ipoka. They are just there for their selfishness. You are passing a bill against medical practitioners, which you have not created enabling environment to strive. You have not built facilities for them to work in. You have not, of course, considered reviewing the remuneration and other allowances. And you want to sanction them, you want to subjugate them, that they must be tied here 5 years before they start making use of their life. According to, is it Abraham Lincoln or what? He said, except we are all free, we all remain slaves. Except we are all free, we all remain slaves. So a time has come when we will be faced with a reality. I don't believe, in fact, believing is an insult to the intelligence of my listeners. I have never believed in this system with a club of leaders or rulers, opportunists who surrounds the corridor of power. Nigeria will never move forward.
Okay,
it is something you can take anywhere. Unfortunately, the banking system can never be trusted. I would have asked you to take it to the bank. Hold it to yourself, whether you like it or not. Nigeria can never move forward.
Okay, let's move on. We have, lastly, prosecute Lai Mohammed for fake news dissemination against Obi. Clark tells the government.
Anybody who believes in the psychophancy of this dispensation, of this government, will be in the good book of the government. It doesn't matter what you do or what you commit, the atrocity you commit, you're already considered free. You're already under the immunity clause. You can say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to do, and get free. Get away with it. What kind of system? How can a lawless state expect to move forward? Where some people are considered above the law. Look at what Lai Mohammed is saying. Indicting and insulting the sensibility of Nigerians who witnessed the atrocity, the impunity that marred this election. And you went out, you are making mockery of yourself. You see, in a sense society, such people shouldn't have been entrusted with any public office in the first place. They lack the moral standing, the credibility to have an oversight of any public office. It's unfortunate. Nobody can, but if Chigos Jena, they might even, I don't know, maybe they will even invite me for DSS, for analyzing issues and matters of concern, of national concern, without any prejudice.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. So, who will arrest Lai Mohammed? Well, Lai Mohammed is the government himself. He's the prosecutor and he's the one, is the executor. So it's unfortunate that there is no check and balances, and it's a free-for-all fight. The government does whatever he feels is okay with him, and can abuse and trample upon others' rights. If you are not with them, you can't come out and speak.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. So how do we go from here? You cannot build a system. You cannot establish progress or record any progress if we continue to wallow in this mediocrity, in this quagmire. And of course, the future is bleak already. Because if you have no respect for rule of law, and of course, the continual and persistent abuse of people's rights and fundamental. Look at how many people are dying. In Nigeria, there is no war. People are dying on a daily basis. The ones killed by the lack of health facilities, outbreak of diseases and epidemics. The one killed by hunger. How many people has good source of livelihood, good means of livelihood? Many families are in penury. Many homes are in shambles. You see, the psyche, the psychological state of average Nigerian is something that should be examined, because
Thank you very much.
there is something going on within the system, which might result to more lunatics on the streets. Honestly, it's not funny, and we can't continue. There are most Nigerians who are tired of staying abroad.
Yeah.
They want to come back home and enjoy the serenity and the temperament of this environment, this area. But why? What is scaring them from coming? They say they don't want to come here and die and be killed prematurely because their own country is not safe. And most of them, unfortunately, will still be supporting this system.
Okay.
But they fled out from this system because they know that it does not foster any future or prospects, better prospects for them.
Okay.
So they are there throwing stones on us. But it's a matter of time. We must not continue to get it wrong every time.
Okay,
You can
thank you very
deceive
much.
anybody,
Malachi,
but you can't deceive everybody all the time.
Okay, thank you.
So I am advocating, of course, for true human society. Good can only be possible if the dissolution of Nigeria becomes a dream come true. Oduduwa, if they decide to go their way, Biafrans already can't wait to leave because they must chart a way forward for their own posterity. They must decide their future, and they should be given the opportunity to do so because a system that is not working cannot hold us
Thank you.
down
Thank you very much.
forever. It is not possible.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Malachi Gozie. With that, we're getting close to the end of the program. This morning, don't forget, Pick Milk has apologized to Christian Assembly of Nigeria over the quote, offensive Easter advert. Somebody said that last year was telling Bank that compared Jesus, the risen Christ, that is to agege bread, it arose like agege bread. That was last year. Sterling Bank. Now it is Pick Milk comparing the death of Christ to the bruise of Christ to that of opening the tin milk. Many people see it as offensive. I don't know what's your take on that. Yes, on the chat forum, you can also give your comments on that. Okay, they call it controversial Easter advert. Yes, where the tin was bruised by the nail that was used in crucifying Jesus. With that, we've come to the end of the program this morning. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the program. Till tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program, Bystanders at the News Time. Mr. Kayode Egbo, I will send you Mr. Lucky's account number. Just stay online for a little time. I'll send you. Okay, yes. Okay, sorry, yeah. God bless you till tomorrow. I'm Christian Chuku. Bye for now.